So, Bismillah awwalahu akhira. So, dhamair pronouns, these are the replacements of the noun. But you know, in the stories which we were supposed to memorize and which we were taught in the early stage of learning a language, or for example in English, a dog was going, it found a piece of meat, it took it into its mouth, went on to the stream, looked at its shadow. Now every time, instead of the dog, what we are saying? It. So, in the first sentence it was a dog. Onward what we will say? Either we will say it or we will say the dog. Because in the first sentence it was an indefinite dog, and onwards it becomes a specific dog. So when it is specific, it's either be with the or with a pronoun. So pronoun is always a proper noun, or it's always a definite noun. So one is to memorize that these are the categories, and along with that, if you have the concept also clear, it will not be a requirement just to memorize number 1, number 2, number 3. It will be in your concept, and it will automatically be in your conscious. So since a pronoun is a, when you say he, for example, we have another story, or we are writing some other article, and you say, I have a friend, his profession is this. Then again you say my friend, or then again you say I met him for the first time in my school age. So either it will be onward my friend or it will be he. So this indicates that it's definite. So pronouns, remember, are definitely definite nouns. In English, you know it, they are he, she, it, and in Arabic we will have the whole chart. 1 or 2 examples you can just write. The Arabic of he is huwa, and the Arabic of she is hiya. It is not separate in Arabic. If it is masculine, it will be huwa, and if it is feminine, it will be hiya. Every noun has to have a gender, technically speaking. All these 4 things in an Arabic noun have to be there. Oh, if it is a male dog, it will be huwa. If it is a female dog, it will be hiya. But you know, in every language, in usage, it's always single sex. You know, when you talk of cat, you basically talk of female. When you talk of a dog, you basically talk of a dog, male dog. So it's the usage of every language. When there is no specification, you will talk of one sex, which will be in the usage. When you talk of horse, it will always be male horse, until and unless specified that it's a female horse. So when you talk of a cat, so it will basically a female cat, until and unless you specify the male cat. So marfa are definite noun. We have done 4. So the 5th one, this is al asma'ul mawsula. I don't find any word in English for them. I'll just explain to you. You know, in the phrase, all that glitters is not gold. This, that, this word that is ism mawsul. The singular of this will be al ismul mawsul. A reference towards something known or something already mentioned with the word that, this is called mawsul. So any word we use for this purpose, that will be treated as a definite noun. Because when you say all that glitters, so that glitters is something definite, so it's marfa. So everything is methodical and scientific. in Arabic language. There will be nothing illogical. You won't find anything illogical in this language. So all that glitters, this word that is marfa, and in Arabic you have got alladhi, allati, allati, allazina, and others. This is that masculine, this is that feminine, and this is those. All those present. So this word those in this phrase is not the demonstrative noun. You are not pointing out all those present. No, you say all those present. So they are just referred. Then number 6, a noun related to a definite noun. Mudaf ila al-ma'rafa. Mudaf. Yeah, to a definite noun. Ulaika is when you are pointing out, demonstration. But when you don't point out with your finger or with your eye, you just refer in words. The example, all that glitters. All those present in the class were males. Or no male showed up, all those present in the class were females. So here in both the sentences, the word those is not demonstrative, it is mawsula.
How do you pronounce it?
Mudaf ila al-ma'rafa, related to a definite noun. A noun, or you can say noun related to a definite noun. Noun related to a definite noun. For example, kitabun, it means a book. But kitabullahi, this means book of Allah. Since Allah is a definite noun, so the now in this construction the book is also a proper or a definite noun. Similarly,
Only when it's used with Allah.
it is related to Allah.
No, what I'm saying is if you could use the kitab again in another sentence along the same context, will it still be considered marfa?
For example,
Let's say you say kitabullah and then kitab comes again in the next sentence. Related
which
to
is
the
that
kitab.
which is that sentence?
Let's say, I don't know, say that a bit, but kitabullah, you're referring to kitabullah like Quran. Let's say in the next sentence, refer to the same sentence, kitab. And the kitab says, for example, kitabullah in kitabullah.
No. Now you will say al-kitab. You know, like in the story I just referred, that you start with a crow and then later on either you say the crow or you say it. As I told you day before yesterday that I learned English more by teaching Arabic. The concepts of English were clear to me, much more than I had before. So Kitabullah, now it is a marfa. This kitab is marfa while this kitab was nakira. So it could be made marfa in two ways. One was which we already studied, that is al-kitabu, addition of alif lam. The second is just related to a marfa. The word Allah is marfa, definite, so kitab is also a marfa and a definite now. Similarly,
This kitab or whole word is marfa in this word right here.
Allah is already marfa, kitab now has become marfa, and the whole thing is also marfa. But the whole thing is marfa because of kitab now. Because in this construction, kitabullah, what we are talking about? We are talking about kitab, not of Allah. It's just the reference of kitab that it belongs to Allah, but in this sentence you will talk of kitab. Similarly, I am marfa or not? It is a pronoun, so it's marfa. So when I say my book, again book is marfa because I am marfa. See? Okay, so anything related to marfa also becomes marfa. and the last of all. Noun you call him, that noun will be marfa. For example, I want to call upon Nadeem. So in different ways I can say Nadeem, oh Nadeem, Mr. Nadeem, oh man, or simply I say man. So any word I use by which I address a person, that will be treated as definite in Arabic language. So this is called munada. Open up the notes, come to page 19. So you have got this chart, and in this chart there are three constructions. You know, in all these constructions, two words have been used, kitab and hakim. Kitab and hakim, kitab and hakim, but different forms. You know, this kitab is in rafa form and al-hakim is in jar form. Both are singular. This is proper, this is indefinite, this is definite, and this is indefinite. Right? You just note down the meanings. All 8 in this column are kitab and hakim, but having different meanings. The first Kitabul Hakim is book of the wise man. The other is Kitabu Hakimin, book of a wise man. Then is Kutubul Hakimaini, books of the 2 wise men. Then if you come to the second column, this is Kitabun Hakimun, a wise book. Then is Al Kitabul Hakimu, the wise book. Then is Al Kitabanil Hakimani, the 2 wise books. Then is Fi Kitabaini Hakimaini, in any 2 wise books. Then come to the third column. Now they are complete sentences. Al Kitabu Hakimun, the book is wise. There is no word as parallel to is in Arabic, but only from the construction. Sometimes you are adding alif lam, sometimes you are deleting alif lam, sometimes you are bringing it in rafa form, sometimes into nasab or jar form, and the meanings are changing. So in this chart, actually there are 3 basic constructions of Arabic language. But your homework is that you have to take first this kitab and hakim in the first column. In the first word, first ism is kitab. You have to note 5 things about the kitab of first column. What are the 4 or 5 things? First of all, note down whether there is alif lam in the beginning or not. If it is there, keep it like this, and if it is not there, just cross it. Second, you have to notice whether it is singular. For singular, you have to write these abbreviations. Then you have to see whether it is singular, it is muthanna, or it is plural. Then you have to note whether it is masculine or it is feminine. Then you have to note down the form of i'rab, that is, it is rafa form, or it is nasab form, or it is the jar form.
This is all just for kitab?
Just for kitab of the first column. And then the 5th thing that you have to note in this kitab only, that is whether its i'rab is light or heavy. Last, its i'rab is light or heavy. But in all others, only this form, because this is related to marfa or nakira. So here we don't have to note, because its relation is not concerned with this, whether it is definite or indefinite. It is dependent upon the next one, because it is the relation compound. So here we don't have to find out in itself whether it is marfa or nakira, but only we have to note down alif lam is there or not. Yes, each first kitab.
In this first one,
Yeah, first one, the first word.
all the notes you got to do.
Yeah, but in the first column, al-hakim or hakim, you have to note 4 standard things. And what are the 4 standard things? Whether it is definite or it's indefinite, then it is singular, musanna or plural, it's masculine, oblique feminine, and then it is in the rafa form, it is in the nasab form, or it is the jar form. So, no, nothing now. Oh, that is only in the kitab of first column you have to note. In kitab of first column you have to note 5 things, and in the same column about Hakim you have to note standard 4 things, and for all rest you have to note the 4 things. This is your homework. Come prepared with this, inshallah. Then we will solve this problem in the class together. Then you will make your own corrections. It's preferable that you make a Xerox copy of this also, and on that copy you do your homework. In the different color. This is black, so you take some red or other color, and within this space on each and every word, because that will be a separate copy, you can here write down. For example, you will put alif lam, it's not there, cross it, then say it is singular, so write down S, then it is masculine, put the masculine sign, then note down the i'rab, it is in rafa form, and then last of all it is not having the second harkat, so it is light. Same way you will note the kitab here, and then Al Hakim, the standard 4 things, then about this kitab standard 4 things, this Hakim standard 4 things, this kitab standard, this Hakim standard. That's all for today.
The other 2 columns are not homework today, right?
No, they all is the homework.
I thought you said first column only.
No. About first column note these 5 things, and about the rest, about the kitab of first column only you have to note down this. Even about the second noun of the first column you have to note standard 4 things.
الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله